I've always been interested in somebody who finds their gig, somebody who finds their message. And there's so much good stuff on YouTube today. Seriously. Now, it doesn't mean that you're necessarily a fan of it or you like it. It doesn't mean it's bad. You can't like everybody. You might not even like me. I know that's hard to believe. I know, but I'm willing to accept the fact. But sometimes it's great to see somebody who's lost. And the person who is the most lost. And I shouldn't say that it amuses me, because it really doesn't. But it's a lesson to be learned, especially for new podcasters and the like, and or those, because there's authenticity, but also it's timing and making sure you know what the hell you're talking about, and making sure you fit in with what you're trying to establish in terms of a groove. What does that mean? I don't know. I have no idea. I'm just kidding, of course. I want to talk to you about one of the funniest men ever. And I see it completely, obviously before me. And I want to point it out to you. Not in mocking derision, but in constructive derision. But first, let me just say something to you. I don't know about you, but let's hope that we live a good life and that we don't get waylaid by some illness. All right, let's face it. You can do whatever you want. You try your best, but you never know. So what you do is you keep trying. And you try to build up your immune system. You try to do your best. You try to eat right. But let's face it, you're not eating right. You're not eating right. I know you. So what do? Well, one thing you can do is don't go crazy with vitamins. Make sure you get the right ones. Make sure you do the right thing. And one of the best things you can do, one of the best things is check out Z-Stack. Look at this link right here. One of this one little potion, this compound, this one little vitamin mixture of vitamin C, ascorbic acid. Come on, Linus Pauling. Do I have to explain that to you? I don't think so. Zinc. Remember during a certain period of time recently, people were talking about zinc. Vitamin D3, which is really a hormone versus a vitamin. D3 is magic. And quercetin. Quercetin's a flavonoid. Why are flavonoids important? Because there are those little chemicals that give color and tincture and shade to berries and fruits, and that's the stuff that has the antioxidant qualities in it. So, I'm not going to lecture you. You know what I'm talking about. Check out Z-Stack. Look at this link. Special link. Use my URL link. That's what we call it, a URL. And do it. It makes complete and total sense. Read the research yourself. But I'm telling you, if you're smart, you'll take it. Z-Stack. There it is right there, okay? Remember, nobody's going to force you to look after your health. Nobody. Okay. Let's talk about some people that I want to point to that I find kind of interesting. Some people find the groove. The key, and I think all of us aspire to it, but the key to many people and their success is finding their groove, sticking with it, remaining authentic, and doing whatever it is. I think they call it keeping it real. Keep it real, whatever the hell that means. And there have been some folks in the past who have done it, and they've never varied. Sean Hannity, in terms of talent and product, pound for pound, he has never varied. He's excellent. Now, what I'm saying is, I'm not talking about subject matter. You might say, well, I disagree with him. I don't care about his subject matter. I'm talking about sticking with something, not veering, making sure he understands his product, and not budging. All right? He's been excellent. Others as well. We can go down the list. It's not necessarily political. You know what I'm saying? There are other people who kind of stick to it. You can say what you want about Colbert, but he's been hanging in there for a long time. Seems to be pleasing someone. He's sticking to it. He kind of found himself or his self. Eventually, kind of after this, I don't know what's going to happen, because this kind of late night model. But the most interesting is Jon Stewart. Jon Stewart, during his prime, reinvented or invented late night TV. It was of a more of a left progressive kind of perspective, but it didn't clobber you over the head. There was something different then. It was subtle. But he was great. He invented this late night format that was, cable Comedy Central, not the usual shtick. I thought he was excellent. The delivery, the writing, the theme, the message, the feel, he had it. It was great. And then he decided, right before Trump took over, and this to me is just incredible. This is what you've been waiting for your whole life. Right before Trump takes over, right before Trump takes office, maybe he takes over. He books it to run a petting zoo or something in Jersey. I don't know what he did. You have to remember, and this is critical, when you leave the gravitational pull of your audience, whatever that is, sometimes you find it very difficult to come back because people forget who you were. And maybe you change and they change and you'll look different and things just don't seem to... It's weird. It's like dating, I guess, and somebody says, let's take some time off. Okay. And then a certain amount of time goes by and you realize, well, I'm glad I got that out of my system. And it all is a disaster. And now, this is what he's doing. This strident, angry, serious, this, what's the word? Strident, exaggerated, corny, cornball, overplayed, overstated, too profound. Listen to me. I was watching YouTube, those shorts that fly by every now and then. And something came along with Jon Stewart talking about Tucker Carlson as though he was Pol Pot or I don't know what, a serial killer. He doesn't know what he's talking about. He is playing this to the point of absurdity. Absurdity. I don't understand it. Why? What is the matter with you? What is it? He feels desperate again. He's got to get back on track. He's just not in the groove. You know who's kind of getting away from it? Who I never watched, but Bill Maher. Bill Maher's kind of like, well, hey, he's kind of dabbling it, dipping his toe in more of the, dare I say, the conservative end of the pool. But he's lost that and that's what Stewart's got. It's this anger. It's almost like this. I'm going to make up for lost time. And it also is when frustration is compounded by sometimes the overwhelming, I guess, the weight of it, thinking that you're going to somehow, change things? You're going to go in after having been whatever you've been doing for a while. You're going to come in and you're going to straighten the course. You're going to write the path of what? Who is your audience? What are you trying to say? What is your thing? What are you... It's weird. Sometimes certain people have a groove. You can watch a lot of interview shows and they've got a groove. But the thing about them is when you listen to them, you don't feel nervous. You don't feel like you're watching a holdup or something, the precursor to something very bad happen. You see a very angry, a very impatient, kind of a perturbed Jon Stewart who looks like he's just, I don't know what. Watch it for yourself. And it's sad. It's sad there's the moment you lose this sense of you don't understand, when you get into that strident evangelical, Elmer Gantry, whatever the particular adjective is that best describes this freneticism, you lose it. You scare people. People have to enjoy you. And it's so interesting because it goes back. You have to ask yourself, like Shelley Long and David Caruso, why did you leave? What were you, actually the old SNL line, what were you thinking? Why would you, Trump made everybody from your show, everybody, think about it. Carell and Samantha Bee, she was on for an hour. Then that Trevor Noah, Trevor Howard, that was the worst. Wasn't that? Remember Larry Wilmore? Oh my God. Remember that one? What was that all about? Some of the great horrible shows. Magic Johnson show. Remember that? How about Chevy Chase? Oh my God. And on radio years ago, Alan Dershowitz and Mario Cuomo. Oh my God. You had to hear this. Things are different now. Things might be a little bit different now. Things are kind of a different groove, a different whatever it is. I mean, I'm no expert. This is merely my opinion. There are so many people who really are great. Not for their ideas, not for their ideology, but their presentation. They don't make you feel like somebody's going to harm themselves because of the Sturm und Drang, the excessive stridency, that's all. This was unsolicited. I love giving unsolicited opinions. In fact, everything that I give is unsolicited. Nobody is asking me for this. You get it for free. So I thank you. What do you think? Put your thoughts in the comments below. Who were some of the people? Some of your favorites. There's so many great people now in this new world of streaming as the actual old late night model collapses before our very eyes. So please like the video, subscribe to the channel. I ask you to do that. And please hit that notification so you'll be notified of new videos and live streams. And in any event, comment as you see fit.